Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the worst LEGO Harry Potter sets of all time. Now just to proviso, just to get out of the way, I'm a big LEGO Harry Potter fan. I'm a huge LEGO Harry Potter fan. You can take a look at my channel and see I've made over 200 LEGO Harry Potter videos. So I feel I'm in a good position to choose out the worst of the best bunch, I guess, from what LEGO actually make, because LEGO Harry Potter is actually my favourite theme, and although these are the worst LEGO Harry Potter sets ever made in my opinion, they are still decent sets overall. Well, maybe a couple of them aren't, but you know what I mean. I still love the sets, I still love the theme. These are just my worst LEGO Harry Potter sets. We're going to go through the top 5 worst ones, so let's get into it. Okay, so at number 5, we have got the 4 Privet Drive set from not 2020, from 2002. Now, some of you might not know that this set is actually a thing, but it is. So 2002, they made a Privet Drive set, and it doesn't look anything like Privet Drive. Now, I know it's 2002, I understand that, but even for 2002 standards, it just doesn't look like Privet Drive at all. The shape of the house, everything like that. I guess the Ford Anglia is a pretty decent build for 2002, but the actual design of the house, the interior, basically everything about the build itself is just horrendous, even for 2002 standards. It has got a certain charm to it because it's an old LEGO Harry Potter sets, and classic LEGO Harry Potter sets have a special place in my heart, but this specific set is just a no-no from me. Okay, so for number 4, we're going to be fast forwarding about 20 years to 2022. We have got the new Sirius's Rescue set, or the Courtyard set, I guess it's called. And the reason why the set isn't that great is because A, the price at $50 is absolutely insane. This has only 300 odd pieces with only 3 minifigures, and it should only be around $30 in my opinion. For comparison, the 2018 Quidditch match set has double the minifigures at 6 compared to 3, and also has 500 pieces, and that was only about $30–40. Like, I don't know where this $50 is coming from. Second of all, this is meant to be a courtyard. It looks nothing like a courtyard. We don't even get the fountain. Also, the colour of Buckbeak, I guess this is more of a preference thing, but to me, Buckbeak isn't white, Buckbeak is grey, and the 2019 Hagrid's Hut set, which came with Buckbeak in it, is a more accurate version. And even the minifigures we get aren't necessarily new. I guess there's somewhat dated prints there, but they're not really new and desirable minifigures. And then the build itself, like the interior of the build, there is just nothing there. There is really just nothing there. It is so bland. And the prison section at the top, which is meant to be Flitwick's classroom, is about 1 stud deep or 2 studs deep. It is just ridiculous. Like, how is that acceptable for a $50 set? Okay, so for number 3, we've got a straight up bad set in my opinion. That is the re-released, I'm going to call it a re-release even though it's technically not, the Hagrid and Harry, Ron and Hermione Brickhead pack, the big $30 pack that we got a few years ago. Actually, I think it was only 1 year ago we got this set in the summer of 2021. The reason why obviously I say it's a re-release is because we've gotten all these Brickhead characters before in 2018 and 2019. They were basically just re-released in a new updated form for this specific Brickhead, which is a real shame because we're missing some key characters in Brickhead form, such as Draco Malfoy and stuff like that. It's just a shame that we have gotten this Brickhead pack that's basically just, it is literally just a re-release of characters we've already gotten, and the Brickheads are worse. They're just so small, and I guess we're getting 4 Brickheads for $30, so the price is pretty good, but they're tiny, apart from Hagrid of course. I know they're based on the year 1 version, they're meant to be small compared to Hagrid, but it just seems like an example of a wasted spot for what a set could be. We could have got another play set, we could have got maybe another Brickhead pack, but just to get this Brickhead set, it is so disappointing. Okay, so for number 3, we have an old set again. We have the 2003 Nocturne Alley. I believe it's 2003. And this set is just horrific, as you can see. The architecture, the way that the roof is put together, just everything about it, the exterior, It's just so bad in my opinion. I'm really not a fan of this set at all. I do wish LEGO made a Nocturne Alley set again in 2021. I think that would be, or 2022, sorry. I forgot what year it was. I think it would be really, really cool to see LEGO's modern take on a set like this. They obviously re-released a Nocturne Alley set in the Diagon Alley set of 2011, and that building of Borgin and Burke's, which obviously this previous Nocturne Alley set from 2003 was also based on. That looked fantastic with the dark green elements and the hints of purple and stuff like that. I really liked that building and the way it was made. But this 2003 version, yes, even taking into account it was 2003, it's still terrible. And at number 1, what else could we have other than Fluffy's Encounter? This set was released in 2021, and from the outside it looks like a junior set or a 4+ set. It just doesn't look like a... It just looks so out of place basically compared to the other Hogwarts expansion sets released in the same year, such as the Chamber of Secrets set. The Fluffy build itself I think is pretty poor because of, well, the head section. One head is like fully awake, one head is completely asleep, and then one head is sort of waking up. So there is no consistency with the heads here. It just looks a bit bizarre. And the way the feet are made and just the general shape of the body doesn't look right. Doesn't look right at all. I actually think the 2001 version of Fluffy looks better than the 2021 version of Fluffy, which says a lot considering there is a 20-year gap. Yes, 20-year gap between these two Fluffies, and the 2001 version, in my opinion, looks more accurate. There's also a problem with the harp, the fact that it is two-toned between bright yellow and pearl gold. I really wish they just chose one colour. I understand not all the colours are moulded in pearl gold, but at that point just make it all in yellow, because having it two-toned just looks a bit off to me. Also, the minifigures are a problem to me as well, because they're all wearing their school uniform, which, you know, is fine, I guess, because obviously the first time they meet Fluffy, they're in their school uniforms. However, they don't go through the trapdoor or anything like that. Or you don't even see the harp there. The harp isn't in this scene. So the fact we're getting the harp and Harry, Ron and Hermione means there is only one scene where Harry, Ron and Hermione meet Fluffy and the harp together, and that's when they're wearing their Christmas jumpers. And I understand that we got the Christmas jumpers in the Wizarding chess set, which came out in the same year. However, at that point, remove the harp and add a Filch and Mrs. Norris minifigure combination instead. That way it makes the scene more accurate, because when you first meet Fluffy there is no harp there and they are being chased by Mrs. Norris and Filch. So it'll just make the scene a lot more accurate in my opinion. Also, there's a lot to say about this set. The way you construct this set is you have the trapdoor below Fluffy. Okay, that makes sense. And you have the Devil's Snare below that. So you go past Fluffy, you go through the trapdoor and into Devil's Snare. That's fine, you can do that combination. However, what happens here is you have the classroom section off to the side. It would have no place to go anywhere. So that build is just made irrelevant by making the scene accurate. And if you display it where the Fluffy chamber is to the side of Devil's Snare, meaning the trapdoor goes to nowhere, that makes no sense either, because then you have Devil's Snare next to Fluffy and not under the trapdoor. The trapdoor in that configuration leads to nowhere, which is just ridiculous. So you can either have a correct configuration, I guess, with Devil's Snare below the trapdoor, but then you have a balcony off to the side underground, so an underground balcony under Fluffy. That makes no sense. And then you have a classroom off to the side made redundant, which, let's be honest as well, that isn't a classroom. I know it's meant to be a classroom, but it's just a section of a roof. It's not a classroom. It's just horrific. And then the other configuration has the Devil's Snare next to Fluffy with the trapdoor leading to nowhere. Basically, this set is absolutely rubbish in my opinion, and is one of the only truly bad LEGO Harry Potter sets out of all of the tens and tens of sets we have gotten. Probably getting close to 100 at this point, I imagine. 90% of them are fantastic. There are a few which are okay, but this specific Fluffy's Encounter set singularly is one of the worst LEGO sets ever made in my opinion, especially for the LEGO Harry Potter theme. But yeah, that about sums up my thoughts and opinions on the top 5 worst LEGO Harry Potter sets ever made. Make sure to subscribe to see some more LEGO Harry Potter content. Most of it is positive, I promise. I've been TopicBricks. I'll catch you tomorrow for another LEGO video. I'll see you there.